Apex Legends took everyone by surprise. The game had 10 million registered players within 72 hours of launch, and every single streamer and content creator is loving it. How come that a game that on the first glance looks like a futuristic Call of Duty Blackout clone went so far up and impressed literally everyone that tried it? In this video, we'll review the top 5 reasons why this game revolutionized the Battle Royale genre and what other games can learn from this one. Respawn seems to have picked the best features out of games like Fortnite, PUBG, Royale, Blackout, and put them all in the same game. We'll talk about different mechanics that make the game very fun and enjoyable, as well as point out where the other BR titles are lacking. Please note that most of the mechanics have already been implemented in some other older BR games, but Apex Legends is the first to have so many of these cool features together in the same game. Let's take a look. Number 1. The smart looting system. I've seen a trace of a smart looting system first in Royale, although not as nearly as fluent as this one. So the Apex Legends looting system doesn't allow you to pick up lower quality items than the ones that you already have unless you really want to. It auto-equips attachments, it auto-swaps attachments from your old gun to your new gun, and most of the stuff is just intuitive. There's great tooltips all around, especially if you take your time and analyze them. Very fast, responsive, and the bonus thing is the loot spawns before you land. PUBG. Number 2, the revive mechanics. Another feature that I first saw in Royale. And that game must be good then. Well, the story of why Royale failed is a topic for another video though. But from the PUBG, Blackout, Fortnite perspective, the worst feeling is when you die in a squad game right at the start. You either spectate for 20 minutes or the whole squad leaves and restarts. So how does it work in Apex? So you collect your teammate's banner if he's dead, which is really interesting and a lot of incentive for the last man standing to be proactive. And then you take that banner and go to a revive site, which is basically a hotspot mid and late game. Another thing to consider is think about when you get knocked from a distance and then instantly flushed like in PUBG. That doesn't happen in this game. You have a knockdown shield that protects you from damage for a little while, especially the long range damage. I think these are just great additions to the Battle Royale genre, at least a fast-paced game like this. Due to these reasons, there's almost no solo players in the late game, no snakes in the grass and bushes, no one hiding in corners. Almost all the squads that are alive have 3 members and are willing to fight. It's so refreshing. Number 3, the ping system. I love how accurate the pings are, and you can even use multiple types and bind them with separate hotkeys. For example, I use Q to mark the movement and E to mark the enemy. That is great because you can mark multiple spots at once. But not just that, pinging loot outlines it, calls it out, and marks it on the map. That's just incredible. I haven't seen anything like it before, and it just makes gameplay a lot smoother, and especially when you're playing with random people that probably don't even use voice chat. This system alone enables random casual players to have great team play with minimal communication. Number 4, aggression is rewarded. More fighting equals better late game gear. No chance you don't get an upgrade after a squad wipe. Finding enemies is not too hard. Supply drops are visible, shots are audible on long distances, you can move really fast, you can use balloons, zip lines, and fights are so fun. They're really fun, and one of the best features of this game. It's just very smooth. In addition, there's no real reason to camp. You don't really get anything from that. And I think future tournaments are going to be based mostly on kills, and the overall placement is not going to matter as much. So we'll have to see how this game develops. It might be really fun to watch as well. Number 5. Overwatch-like elements. I don't know if you watched the trailer scene. At one point there's a lot of squads fighting and the legend called Gibraltar drops a shield for his team in all that mess and they all hide inside. That really reminded me of Overwatch. Most likely the optimal strategy is to stick together, quote unquote hold hands and snowball the enemies one by one. Using abilities the right way is pretty hard, mastering them will take some time, but soon we'll see amazing combos. Think early days Overwatch combos like Zarya Diva ult combo. So we went over the top 5, but of course there's a really obvious bonus one, and that is the game is free to play with no pay to win elements. That is a clear winner in anyone's book. We can only wish more games went down this road in the last few years. So to put an end to this extreme sellout positivity and hype, let's raise some legitimate questions and concerns about the potential future problems that this game might have. It's going to be hard balancing all the classes when people learn how to play properly, without making some classes irrelevant at the top level at least. Will the game become a third-party insanity soon? How to keep the game fresh and fun over the next few years? We're still missing basic features like solo and duo, ranking system, custom games, replays, observing, etc. Seems to me like those features should be coming in soon. Let's hope we don't wait too much for that. And lastly, with games like Spellbreak coming out, can this game keep the hype train going? Needless to say, this game is not a PUBG killer, as it doesn't fully share the audience, since PUBG is going for a much more hardcore BR experience. Unlike Blackout, which this is a direct competitor to. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with Fortnite, although I don't think this game will appeal to the youngest audience that much. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what your favorite feature is and what game you came from prior to playing Apex Legends. See you in the next one.